more and more of the American people are beginning to understand that it was engineering failure that brought the city to its knees, that put the city underwater, not simply a big bad storm.
I'm confident that the system that we are building will be resilient if a storm that's a 100-year storm or greater would hit this area. The elevations are higher, the levees are broader, the flood walls, we used to have eye walls, and in some areas we found that they had stability problems, and that's why we had breaches during Katrina. So instead we're building these massive T-walls because they actually look like a letter T. And in some areas, they're sitting on piles that go down 130 feet. So the breadth and depth of the system aren't even comparable to what we did prior to Katrina. And then there's the surge barriers. Prior to Katrina, there wasn't any such thing. You didn't have any kind of gates or barriers sitting at different places along these lakes that could keep surge from entering the city.
Well, right now we're standing on the top of the surge barrier. This is the largest surge barrier of its type in the world, and it actually connects the flood wall and levee system in St. Bernard Parish to the flood wall and levee system in Orleans Parish in southeast Louisiana. It actually removes the defenses, the hurricane storm surge defenses, from the backyard of folks who live in the lower 9th Ward to out here in the middle of Lake Borgne. What happened during Katrina was the storm surge moved through Lake Borgne into the Inner Harbor Navigation Canal and inundated and overtopped and really overwhelmed the floodwalls and levees in St. Bernard Parish, the lower 9th Ward, and Orleans East primarily.
New Orleans is definitely safer, but the flood protection, when it's finished, will not be sufficient. It will not be adequate for a major metropolitan city full of people and full of property. What we need is something called 500-year protection that can be done. For a mere 2 feet higher in levee height, we can get 500-year protection, and it's not expensive. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars. The majority of the American people live in counties protected by levees, so they should be following very, very closely what happens here in New Orleans. And New Orleans is not weird and unusual because it's protected by levees.